Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. This is Kari with Crochet Me Knots. On today's tutorial, I am going to show you how to make this ear saver using one of my favorite stitches, and that is the Bobble Stitch. It's very simple to make. It looks a lot harder than it really is. And it doesn't take a lot of yarn, although it might look like it's a yarn eater. It is not, and it's very fast and very quick. So, what you're going to need is we're going to need some medium weight yarn. So this is medium worsted weight 4-ply. I'm going to use this purple. We're going to need a 5mm hook for today's tutorial. And you need 2 buttons. And I suggest anything, this is a 20mm. 20mm or larger is a good size. Anything smaller, I've learned that the elastic of the mask might slip off. So that's just something, to keep in mind. You need a hand needle to go ahead and sew in your buttons at the end, and a pair of scissors. So one thing I wanted to mention, because I've been asked before as far as what size to make these for a child. So if you're going to make this for a little girl, I would say maybe 4 and up. Normally, all the ear savers that I have on my channel are adult size, and that would be teenager adult size. Let's measure this. So normally they're about 6.5 inches, between 6.5 and 7. So this one's about 7 inches. And that's for your teen adult size. For a child, maybe 4 years old and older, it's about 6 inches. So in this case, instead of making that last bobble, I would just stop there. So once we get to crocheting it, then I would not make that last piece of it. So that would be about 4 stitches less. So I'll go ahead and let you know how many you need to chain for a little girl if you're making it for a little girl. But that's just something that I wanted to mention that way. If you're going to make it for your little girl, especially kids now going back to school, they might need some ear relief since they have to wear their little masks all day. All right, guys, so let's get started. Okay, so for our foundation chain, if you're making this for an adult, we're going to chain 26. And if you're going to make it for a little girl, I would suggest chain 22. On most of my ear savers, I do leave a long tail at the beginning, but in this case, we don't have to right away. You can leave the tail at the end if you choose to use the same yarn to sew in your buttons, because we are going to crochet 3 rows and both tails are going to end up on this side. So you don't have to leave a long tail from the beginning. You can do that at the end. Okay, so once you have the amount of chains you need, according to what size ear saver you're making, we are going to single crochet into that second chain from the hook. And this first row is very simple. It is all single crochets. So go ahead and just single crochet all the way down to the end, and I will see you back here at the end of the first row. Okay, so I've come to the end of my first row. If you're making the adult size, at the end of row 1, you'll have 25 single crochets. If you're making this for a little girl, you should have 21. Okay, so our next row, we are going to chain 2. And we're going to turn our work. And this chain 2 will count as the first double crochet. So we're going to go ahead and make a double crochet in that second stitch. And in the next one. And in the next one. So we have a total of 4 double crochets. Okay, so we're going to work our first bobble right in the next stitch. We're not going to be skipping any stitches. So how you work the bobble is very simple. It's like you're starting a double crochet but not finishing. So what we're going to do is we are going to wrap our yarn. So yarn over, and then we're going to insert our hook into that next stitch. pull up a loop, yarn over, and pull through 2. And you're not going to finish that double crochet. So what we're going to do again is we're going to yarn over, insert our hook back into that same stitch, pull up another loop, yarn over, and pull through 2. And now we have 3 loops on our hook. We do that again, so yarn over, insert our hook, pull up a loop, yarn over, and pull through 2. And we have 4 loops on our hook. Let's repeat that again. And pull up a loop, yarn over, and pull through 2. Now we have 5, and we do it one more time. Yarn over, insert your hook, pull up a loop, and yarn over and pull through 2. So now we have 6 loops on our hook. We yarn over and pull through all 6. And we chain 1 to secure the stitch. And that's the bobble. I love the texture that creates when you work it. In the ear saver, it's not, it's still a very interesting stitch. It looks really nice, like little bubbles. Bobbles. But if you make it in a hat, or if you make it in something else where you're all, when you have a lot of bobbles, it makes a very nice texture to your work. Okay, so we're going to go ahead and we're not going to skip. We're going to make a double crochet into that next stitch. And in the next one. And in the next one. So we have 3 double crochets in between our bobbles. I know I made 4 at the beginning. The only reason is because I did want to make sure that it was wide enough to fit the button so it lies nice and flat. Okay, so after you have your 3 double crochets, we are going to work another bobble in the next stitch. So let's work that together again. We yarn over and insert our hook, pull up a loop, yarn over and pull through 2. Yarn over, insert our hook, pull up a loop, yarn over, pull through 2. Yarn over, insert our hook, pull up a loop, yarn over, pull through 2. 2 more times, yarn over, insert our hook, pull up a loop, yarn over and pull through 2, and 1 more time. Yarn over and pull through 2. 6 loops on our hook. Yarn over and pull through all 6 and chain 1. And again, we're going to work 3 double crochets into the next 3 stitches. And that is going to be your repeat for the rest of the row. You are going to make 3 double crochets, 1 bobble stitch, 3 double crochets, and go ahead and stop when you have 4 stitches left. So whether you're making the full adult size or the little girl size, go ahead and stop when you have 4 stitches left on your row, and I'll be back to show you what we do next. Okay, so I've completed my bobble. Now I have a total of 4 bobble stitches that I've worked. So if you're making this for a little girl, after this bobble you're gonna have 4 stitches left, so you're gonna make 4 double crochets. And we are still working because we need to make 1 more bobble for the adult size. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna go ahead and chain our 3, and then work our last bobble. And then we have 4 stitches left, and we are going to double crochet in all 4. last one. Make sure you get it through both loops. There we go. Okay, so there we go. So for the adult size, we have 5 bobbles. If you made it for a little girl, then you should have 4. Okay, so for our next row, we're going to chain 1, and we are going to turn. And we are going to make a single crochet into that first stitch. So single crochet into that one, to the next one, and the next one, and the next one. So you have your 4 single crochets. Now here I want to show you on top of the bobble, you have your chain 1, and then you have the long stitch that is right on top of the bobble stitch. So we're not going to crochet into that small one, we're going to single crochet into that big one on top. And then just single crochet all the way down on all the stitches. Again, don't do it on the small one, do it on the larger one. And keep going all the way down. Not there, in the large one. So this really took less than 10 minutes to make, so that's not too bad, huh? And I'm sorry if the video is a little dim. I have a big window I like to work right in front of, and I like natural light to show off the color of the yarns that I use, but today's so gloomy and rainy, so it's one of those days where you'd rather stay indoors and then just crochet and have a nice hot cup of tea, just relax. Do a big one there, and single all the way to the end. And don't forget that chain 2 at the end that we did right there, that little post. Remember to single crochet on top of that. And that's it. So we're going to go ahead and cut our work. And there you go. So now you can sew in your buttons at the end there. So there you go. That's all done. I'll go ahead and do my buttons off camera, but just wanted to show you basically how to make this really cute bobble stitch ear saver. So go ahead. Don't forget, subscribe to my channel. I do have other videos, other tutorials on how to make other styles of ear savers, plus many other crocheted projects. So go ahead and hit that subscribe button. Make sure your alerts are on. And you guys, please stay safe, and I will see you guys on the next one. Bye, guys.